Frickin' mighty. Frickin' mighty. Ah! Yes! Demonic lords and demon queens of the internet, Mark with Cardivox Academy here, and today I'm very excited because we are talking about Dimmu Borgir. I'm not really sure how to say it, which may come as a surprise because if you've watched this channel, you know I love black metal. However, I was never really into the symphonic side of black metal, so this will be kind of fun for me. Now, this is going to be a good one because it was suggested to me by a couple of our patrons, as well as Alex, my business partner, not only because it's live, so you get a really good feel of what this band is about. I'm excited to kind of see Shagrath in a, he's the vocalist. I'm excited to kind of see Shagrath in a live setting, but also there's a guest vocalist who I'm very unfamiliar with, Agnete Kjølsrud. I don't know how to speak Norwegian. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it terribly. She's from a couple different acts. Djerv, I think, is the main one. But this is going to be fun. I'm really excited to kind of hear what this is all about. If you're new to the channel, what we do here is we take the reaction format, we break it down, we make it educational, we make it fun. I myself am a vocalist and vocal coach in 3 metal bands, Kardashev, Neverbreath, and Viramia. And if you enjoy the content, like, share, and subscribe. Now that I'm done with all that, let's talk Dimmu Borgir. Tell me how to say it. Is it Borgir with a hard G or Borgir? I'm not sure. I should know. I'm losing my metal card. Good God. Or good devil. I don't know. Here we go.
Spektrum. Er klare for en symfonisk metal-aften med Dimmu Borgir I kveld? Er klare? Neste låt ut, Gateways. Da kan dere kanskje gjette hvem vi har med oss I kveld. Ingen andre enn Agnete Kjølsrud.
Yeah. Listen to that. Listen to that. All right, so I let it go longer than I normally do. Hopefully that doesn't work against me. But there was just so much going on. Holy cow. All right, so first and foremost, when I first heard him talking, he kind of had that sound right there when he was talking to the crowd, right? And I was wondering, is that going to inform the way that he does vocals? And my answer is I don't know. I have no idea. Listening to him do vocals now, he is going about it 100% with a different mindset than we see in deathcore and death metal usually. Deathcore and death metal, now, you know, these are wide brush statements, so there are always going to be exceptions, but generally speaking, in deathcore and death metal, oftentimes we are very focused on isolating either a fry or a false chord vocal and accentuating that using resonance, articulation, breath support, all that stuff. So even though sometimes, like when we're, you know, belting in like a more hardcore style, we have a mixture of distortions, we're usually focused on one or the other. That sometimes creates this dichotomy in the metal world, which is it's a real thing. There's a difference between a false chord and a fry vocal, but where people will hone in on one. I'm gonna have to listen to this a lot more because it almost sounds like, sometimes it sounds like he's almost throat singing. Other times it sounds like he's in a high fry. Now, one thing that's important to mention is there are a lot of vocal effects going on here. I'm not saying he's faking. I'm not saying he's lip syncing, but he has a lot of automated effects on his mic that, I'm just going to be transparent, for me are a little bit difficult to analyze through, right? But I will say, I don't think he cares. I don't think he thinks of this as like, oh, now I'm going to switch to fry. Now I'm going to do false chord. I think he's just relaxing, keeping his distortion to a low level. Like, he's barely at his speaking voice right now, right? He's got that mic right up on his face. They've probably got him cranked. And he's just kind of distorting a voice. He's almost narrating a little bit more. Also, I'm really excited to hear what Agnete's gonna do, because I saw her at the beginning, like circle head banging in the back, and she looks like the what's the witch from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Jadis. I think she looks like Jadis. So I'm really, the White Witch. I'm very excited to see where this is gonna go. Yeah, I want to go back a little bit. Ooh, this is enticing. This is enticing to me. That was nuts. Okay, first of all, I feel like I need a prop, right? Because this looks like it's straight out of like Pan's Labyrinth or something. This looks like I got an idea. Ha! All right. So this is my black metal prop here. Okay. All right. So we have a very bright, very pingy, very forward belt coming from her, right? And she is commanding. Like, you can see her back there with her foot up on the box. I think it's up on the monitor, right? And she is commanding. She's got this harsh presence. Now you can see the veins in her head. She's really projecting. She's slicing through that mix. Now, sometimes that can be an indicator of overprojection. I don't know if that's necessarily the case here. There are vocal styles where we have to build up a little bit of pressure, right? And if we are trained and we know how to absorb that shock, it's not that big of a deal. But she's definitely really moving that sound forward. And then she just leaned, just this smooth transition into this thin, like this fry sound that almost sounded like paper tearing. I want to listen to her section again, because like, holy cow, I got to look into her band, because if it's anything like this, I'm buying everything. Let's listen to her again. Holy cow. Yes. Right here. Yeah. Okay, so that's amazing. I love how high and piercing and, like, I mean this in a very good way, shrill her voice is. over top of everything. And then he comes in with his like throaty, rumbly, heavily textured voice underneath, doing these crazy sort of growly sounds in the back. I'll be honest, I'm still a little confused. Confused. I'm still a little confused on exactly how he's approaching it. We're gonna try to figure it out together, because this, I can tell you that everything in this video is 100% different than how I approach things. So it's throwing me for a loop a little bit. I'm just gonna put it out there. There's no shame in my game, right? Sometimes we're stumped. But her voice is phenomenal. She's got this now, if you want to belt and project like this, a lot of it is relaxation in the throat, activating forward resonance, and supporting pressure underneath, right? And to belt, we have to maintain good vocal fold closure, right? We can't really belt and, have our vocal folds blow apart, because, well, then we get breathy, right? We get these breathy tones that we don't like. So one thing that can be very helpful, very common exercise all over the place is, hey, I'm walking here. Hey. Now, sometimes in other videos, you've seen me do this with a glottal onset. Hey, can be a little different depending on the style. If you're going to go for like this longevity and this kind of like soaring projection over like live sessions and live mixes, you might want to shy away from the glottal onset a little bit, because the glottal onset is perfectly safe to do, but it can be a little bit tiring. And if you are someone who has a little bit of difficulty from time to time just snapping into your pitch matching, just hitting the note that you're looking for, right? Intonation at times. Then the glottal onset can kind of make it difficult to control the note as it's coming out if you're new to that, right? So here, hey, yeah, right? Getting that sort of belted sound. Now she's freaking way up there. Let's keep going though, because I want to talk. I've talked mostly about her, and I thought I was going to talk mostly about Shagrath, but like she's up there like demanding everyone's attention, and I am in love with it. Let's keep going. I'm going to go back a little bit because it seems like we got a little Shagrath going here. Oof, I like this song a lot more than I thought I was going to. I'm just going to be transparent with y'all. All right. So yeah, he is not concerned in any fashion with what type of distortion he's doing. And I think one of the reasons that I was initially a little stumped, and the mindset shift I'm sort of having to go through, because in the vocal coach chair, oftentimes with your students, you have to listen to what they're doing and figure out in the moment what's going on here. And the mindset I'm having to change is like, don't categorize this as one or the other, right? It's flipping so fast. True chord on, true chord off, fry distortion. Now we're into our false chords. I think the most common and most anchorable, if anchorable is a word, the thing I can anchor to is it does sound like some of what he's doing is building on a throat singing, like very much like I talked about in the Who video. Right? But it's not quite there. Let's keep going. I can already tell that this is going to be one of my favorite moments of the song right here, because this coming up is the black metal sound that I am in love with. But we're here to talk about Shagrath. So let's let's do that. Yes, especially in that section, we hear a lot of that distinct click that we get in the throat singing song. Now, we really want to aim this forward. And like I said in the Who video, I'm not, like, I can make the throat singing sound, but I would not say that I'm a throat singer because I don't have full control over it just yet. But like this, but he's not doing it. He's gotta, the only way. Maybe if we breathe a little through it. Let me go back. Let me hear what he's doing a little bit more. I'm gonna get something going here. Like you can hear it on that A, the only. If I, okay, that's something. If I breathe through it a little bit, the only notion, the only notion. Ooh, there's something. It's not super comfortable, so I don't think I have it just yet. Hey, the only, oh, yeah, the only, I think he's doing some of that. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, this like, ew. Yeah, if I add, do you hear how if I add a little bit of air to it, I get a little bit more of that growl. So there's, yes, I'm 100% confident now. He's doing a lot of different things, but one of his fundamental styles that we're hearing here is this, the only way, and then he's good at moving it up and down. And that's actually a really cool thing, and maybe the reason why he stays so low in volume and right on his speaking voice is because it's gonna be pretty easy to move around, right? Assuming you have control over your distortion mechanisms. And he's got kind of like this like nasally timbre that he moves up to for his highs. Kind of like that. I would have to play around with this because, like I said earlier, this is 100% almost the complete opposite direction that I go with vocals. So like this is sort of antithetical to the way that I do things. But I think that's part of the reason I'm having a lot of fun with this video and a lot of fun with this song. Let's keep going though. I quit music. I quit music. I quit everything. Just kidding. I don't. If anything, this is very inspiring. How freaking sick was that section? Ugh! All right. in a very platonic married man way, I am in love with Agnete. She is just amazing. What a stage presence she has, just commanding everything. And I love the way that Shagrath is so like just cool-headed, right? Like that's a strange way to describe him because he's got this like crazy outfit and the corpse paint and this very gravelly voice, right? But he's got such a commanding presence. One of my favorite black metal vocalists is Gal. One of my favorite black metal bands of all time is Gorgoroth. I shouldn't say specifically, but especially the Gal era of which was relatively short. That era of Gorgoroth. And one of the reasons I like Gal so much isn't necessarily that I maybe think he's the best sounding black metal vocalist, although I do enjoy his screams back when he was doing them more, but because he is like a monolith, right? He just stares into the crowd, and like it's just his gaze is just this dominant wave of snowy, icy wind, right? And I'm getting those vibes here in a very different way from Shagrath as well. Now, we definitely heard, we're going to listen to that section again because this is my channel and I do what I want. We're going to listen to that section again, but we definitely heard that throat singing aspect, so we know that that's there. I think he is moving to a more fry forward sound when he's going up high, but there is so much seesaw going on. You know, there's so much. I would really have to like honestly study his voice a little bit to be able to be as in depth as I've been with like more of the deathcore and the death metal videos that I've done. But the two of them together, what a team, what a pair, holy cow. Like, ugh. This right here. He the blurring of the blade, right? You can hear that. He the blur. All right, I'm going to shut up. Frickin' mighty. Ah, yes. All right. Let's be mature. Let's be mature. Let's be adults. Let's be professional. That song was dope. That might be one of my favorite songs I've listened to in a very long time. Goodness gracious. So I'm going to have to go down a Dimmu Borgir rabbit hole, because that is if I should do more Dimmu Borgir, let me know in the comments below, because it is super fascinating. Also, if this is how you do your metal vocals, let me know in the comments below, because like I said, the way that I do things is much more, I should say, I want to say this in a way where it doesn't sound like I'm saying better, because it really is not better. It's just different, but much more channeled, right? I'm going for a full false chord, right? Or I'm going for these gritty, like belts. I've never just, other than just playing around, I've never just talked and let my distortion do whatever it wants in the moment. So like, that's kind of blowing my mind a little. I don't know that I will start doing that. But hey, who's to say, right? Goodness gracious. So this was Gateways by Dimmu Borgir. This was just a piece of absolute artistic perfection. And I'm very excited to listen to more Dimmu Borgir. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. I have a lot of admin to do after this, a lot of emails to follow up on. So I'm gonna listen to some Dimmu Borgir and do that. But as always, many thanks, much love. I'm out.